Hello YouTube, this is vlog number 3. So here's the PowerMac G5, and I do have a lot to talk about, so hopefully it won't be too long, but I'm going to try to get through it as fast as I can. Um, so the PowerMac G5, I'm having a little bit of problems with it. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I posted around like 1 in the morning that I was having some problems installing RAM. The problem is I bought 8 gigs of RAM for 2 gig modules, and when I installed them last night, and when I turn the computer on, it beeps twice, the fans go full blast, and the light here blinks 3 times, and then pauses and blinks 3 times. So I did a little research on that, and what that indicates is that it has incompatible RAM. So I don't know if that's true or not, because I did like triple check to make sure that I got the right RAM, but it could be the case. So since the Samsung RAM is working, I think I'll return that RAM in here and buy Samsung branded RAM, because I don't know what else to do, but it just really is annoying, as you can imagine. But the RAM here, it is the original RAM that came with the computer, and I think it's the stock RAM that came with these. It's 1 gig of 512 meg RAM, which is incredibly slow for this machine. It's very, very slow. This thing should have at least 4 gigs of RAM in it. So, yeah, but also, oh yeah, you guys can see that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I do need to fix the RAM in here and see what I can do about it. I got so fed up last night that I was thinking about just putting this thing up on eBay and trying to get a first-gen Mac Pro. But they're incredibly expensive, even the first generation ones, and I just don't have that kind of money to buy it. It's just too much money, and that's like kind of unbelievable to spend that much money. So I'm just gonna keep what I have, and hopefully it will be working if I can get some RAM for it. It's just really annoying though that I'm having problems with this. These are very picky about what you put in them, so you have to be careful. The sound sticks, they're kind of screwed up too. The 3.5-inch headphone jack kind of when I was moving, it somehow got broken, and half of the headphone cable is in the computer, so I can't get it out. So I'll have to permanently use this jack now for speakers and stuff, which doesn't really bother me that much, but when it's gonna bring down the resale value when I sell it in like a few years or something. So over here, which is the most exciting part, is the G4 Cube. Most of you guys probably don't even know that I have this, but I did do a video on it, which was like almost, it was like one of my first videos. About 9 or 8 months ago, I did a video on this, and it was terrible. I used a very bad camera, and it wasn't that good, so I had to, I took it off my channel about a month ago. And I did say in like an update video that I used to do. Now I'm doing vlogs, so these vlogs are kind of like my update videos now. But I did mention about more than that, about 3 months ago, that I was gonna do a G4 Cube video about the time that I got the iBook G3 Clamshell. I mentioned that I was gonna do a G4 Cube video, so I am going to do that. I hope, actually, I think I'll do it today, since I don't really have much to do today. It's just a weekend, so I don't have to go to driver's ed or anything. But I am going to do a video on this, and hopefully it'll be done by today, and I can edit it on here if I can get it working again. But that 1 gig is just killing it, so. But I hope to get this fixed up, or get the PowerMac fixed up. I mean, but I am gonna do a video on the Cube. I love this Cube. It's awesome. I love the Cube. It's probably like on my top 3 favorite Macs. I don't really have a favorite Mac, but I love this Mac. It performs incredibly for considering how old it is. It's running Tiger on it. I hope to get Leopard on it using Leopard Assist, but I'm having some trouble with that. And the disk drive can obviously read dual layers, since it's from early 2000s, but if you can see here how fast the internet loads over airport. So yeah, it is an awesome machine. I do really like it, and I am gonna do a video on it. I'm gonna do a long video on this computer. I have a lot to say about it. I'm gonna show you guys like the whole thing. So it should take me a good 2 hours to film it and another good 2 to 2.5 hours to edit it. So yeah, it is working amazing, and these speakers are just awesome. So yeah, over here the iMac G3, the whole bezel is off of it. The only bezel that's on it is the bottom. That's going to be completely redone. I need to get a new inner and outer bezel for it because it's all scratched and bent up. When I bought it, it was like that, so it wasn't taken good. It wasn't very well cared for. So that's down here actually. And also I have something else to say about this. I guess it happened when it was shipped because this, when I opened it, this was completely cracked up. I guess it was bent around or something, but the plastic on here is very, very brittle. It's like it bends really easy and stuff. You don't even have to like press down on it, and it just starts to break. It's kind of like glass. So it just break very easily. Even taking out the screws, it fell apart, as you can see here. So it's not very good. I don't know if it's like supposed to be like this, or it got brittle with the heat in the computer or something, but it's just very brittle. And then there's the top bezel, and there's the iBook G3 Clamshell. It's doing great. I've heard something about upgrading the RAM, so I'm gonna look into that some more and see if I can do that. And then but when I bought it, I bought an 80 gig hard drive for it. So hopefully I'll be able to, I don't know if I even have it anymore, or if I lost it or it broke or something, because it was just in a box. So hopefully that hard drive is still good for this. Yeah, so hopefully I can fix that up and make it a little bit faster and have some more space on there for iTunes and stuff. But yeah, so those are pretty much the PowerPC Macs. They're all doing awesome. So yeah, over here I have a fall 2009 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's seen better days, basically. It's kind of beaten up out or cosmetically, but internally the only thing it needs is a new hard drive, a new hard drive bezel and a new hard drive, and then it should be okay. It only has 2 gigs of RAM in it right now, so 1 card in it. It does need to have another one installed, so I do have that somewhere around here, but when I put it in, it doesn't fit in correctly, so I don't know what the problem is, but I need to really look at that. And other than that, it does boot. I'm booting it with this external hard drive. I installed Lion on it, and it does boot into Lion, so that does obviously mean that the computer works. But as you can see, this is pretty dented up, and I don't have the screws for this. Also up here, it's got a few dents in it right there, and there's some scratches up there, so it's seen better days, obviously. And then the scary part's right here. The trackpad is broken, and the screen is broken. Not the LCD itself, but the screen glass is broken. The screen still looks fine. The LCD is not cracked or anything, but the trackpad is cracked. You can still actually do multitask gestures with Lion and everything, but you can't click. And I don't even think tapping click works anymore. So you can kind of hear a click, but it doesn't work anymore. It is a pretty good machine. It's got 2.53 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Dual, which is good, and it's got some other things. It's got a 256 megabyte VRAM NVIDIA graphics card, so it's a pretty nice laptop. But I was thinking about buying the parts and restoring it myself, but I don't really have the time. It's too much to do, and it takes these are very they're like kind of squeezed together. I've got to replace the whole unibody, and these unibodies are sometimes more than the actual parts, so I think I'll just sell it for parts, and hopefully I'll get about $400 or something for it, because it still works perfectly. It's just that it needs some new it needs a new hard drive, and yeah, so it's still a very nice laptop, and it's still got Apple Care on it, so that's even better. But it would cost $7. I took this to Apple when it had its little accident, And Apple was like it would take $700 to fix this, and you could just buy you could almost buy a new Mac with that. So yeah, but the iPad's fine. I'm sure most of you guys don't really care about that, but the iPad's fine. And I've got all these boxes over here. There's the G4 Cube box. I've got all these boxes that I still need to unpack, and I've got an iBook battery in there. And speaking of iBook, the iBook G4 is in here. I finally got Leopard on it. I don't think I've said anything about this, but I had a big problem. I had a lot of trouble getting Lion on here. Or I'm sorry, Leopard. What I finally had to do was put this in target disk mode, and then boot. And then, sorry, I have some updates on here. There's some updates that need to be installed on here. I had to put the Lion disk, or I keep saying Lion, Leopard disk in here, and put this in target disk mode, and then use the installer on the PowerMac on here, and then that finally worked. I think there's something wrong with the optical drive. I know that this can read dual layers, so I don't know why it wasn't working. It would read it, and then it would take me through the process before you install it, like where you want to install it in your settings and stuff. And I got that done, but when you actually started to install Leopard, what it would do is it would start, and then it'd go on for about 5 minutes, and then it would say installation failed because there's nothing to install, and that's pretty much what it said. I don't remember exactly though, but I actually think I'm gonna sell this laptop. I've been having some problems with it, and it's really gotten slow, so I think the graphics card's going out or something. And I don't even know if you can replace them in here, but it's really not worth it to me to fix it, because it would probably cost more than the laptop's actually worth. So hopefully what I can do is sell this one and get about $500, maybe $600, I don't know, which would be awesome. That'd be a lot of money, so get some new stuff. And then what I hope to do with, maybe, I don't know how much money that's worth. I think this is worth about 180, 150. It may not even be worth selling, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with either one. But I hope to get a good amount of money for them, and then if I do, I'll buy the correct RAM. I'll buy 16 gigs of RAM for this, which will max it out. And I will buy a NVIDIA Quadro 4500, I think. It's got 512 megs of VRAM, which was outstanding for 2005 when this came out. And if I do that, then I can, when I buy a first gen Mac Pro, I'll be able to use that graphics card in it, and I think that would be the best graphics card you can have in that too. So that's my plan. And then when I buy a Mac Pro, I think I'll buy the first generation quad 3 gigahertz model. Those are still pretty powerful machines for now, but that'll be a long time from now. So yeah, but I think the Cube looks awesome in the sunlight. I don't know if I said this already, but if you can see here how it just like glows and reflects like the sunlight and stuff. So yeah, that's awesome how it does that. Yeah, so hopefully because I do need some extra money to buy all the parts for all of these and fix them up. Hopefully later on I can fix the hard drive, or I can get a new hard drive on the Cube. It has currently a 20 gig hard drive, which is stock, and the RAM's maxed out at 1.5 gigs, but other than that, everything's stock. I hope to get a at least, or I think the max those can hold is a 250 gig drive, which would be plenty for that. So I hope to get a 256 or a 250 gig drive, and that would be awesome. So yeah, I think I'll just keep it right here. I was thinking about making it into, or connecting it to my TV and using it as an entertainment center and like putting a Bluetooth keyboard on it. I still might do that, but I think it deserves to be in a nice place, and this is probably the nicest place I could have it, with the sunlight and everything glowing on it. It just looks really awesome. It looks awesome in person, so. But other than that, everything's going pretty cool. I don't have any driver's ed today since it's the weekend, so hopefully I'll be able to get the Cube video done. And maybe sell these for a good amount of money, and then I'll see what I'll do from there. I've filmed this like 3 times already, so I don't know if I said this in this one or not, but the sound sticks, there's a problem with them. The 3.5 inch or millimeter jack broke apart inside of the PowerMac G5 over there, and it like there's the tips like fall off. It's kind of weird, and one of the tips is stuck in there, and the back head or the back sound jack. So I don't know what I can't get it out. So I'll have to just permanently use this one now for speakers, which it's not really that much of an inconvenience because you can just run the cable down here through the handles and just have it in here. But that will bring down the resale value, unfortunately. So other than that, it should be okay once I put this RAM back in it and I can see what I can do with the RAM in here. It does work with this RAM, and I don't know if, because sometimes these can just be really, really picky with what you put in them, like graphics card wise and stuff. So hopefully it's nothing big, and I can still buy some RAM for it and put it in there, because if I can only have 1 gig of RAM in there, then it's not even worth having, because it just really slows it down. And even if I buy that graphics card I was talking about for it, which it currently has the stock 256 NVIDIA in it, so I don't know, hopefully I can get that done. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I think this camera I'm using my my Nokia N8 to film this, so I'm just looking at the screen on it. It really looks awesome with the G5 and everything. So yeah, and then the cube, it like reacts to the sunlight, which is really cool. The exposure and stuff. That looks awesome. Alright, so thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please feel free to ask me. Like I said, I hope to get the cube video done by today. It should be up at this afternoon, hopefully. But thanks for watching again, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.